Captain Forrest here, bringing you guys my thoughts on the recent death battle, which was, of course, Joker versus Giorno. Now, I'm going to give a lot of praise to Death Battle for doing the right thing, for getting the research pretty right, but there's a lot of things obviously they've missed out just due to the nature of Death Battle and the researchers. But however, whoever researched this Death Battle did a really decent job. Well done. I was very happy with the end result, but there were certain things I will have to say that were missing, certain things that could have been incorporated. But regardless, I'm going to talk about, just the research side real quick, and then I'll give my take on certain things as like the fight choreograph. I'm also going to talk about just the theme. It was very well done. It was so polished. I loved how they went about, the fight and all that. But the research itself for Joker, yes, Joker would completely stomp, no difficulty. They didn't really talk about the aspects of the conceptual side of persona. I think probably the researcher was probably trying to avoid, the conceptual arguments and all that jazz. But literally, Joker doesn't even need to use any of the almighty attacks. He doesn't need to use that, that specific persona. Joker himself has resistance against reality warping, causality manipulation anyway. Yes, the Phantom Thieves went up against Makaru, and their attacks were working on him just due to him being able to, nullify anything against him. But again, that comes down to the fact that, again, Makaru, however you say his name, he was more powerful than the Phantom Thieves. So his resistances and abilities, his hexes were just a lot greater. And he was able to use his reality warping powers to basically protect himself and prevent any attacks from hitting him. So there's context right there again. It's all hierarchy based. This is why I stress a lot in my videos when it comes to abilities. When people try to use gotchas to try to say, well, this didn't work on that person. Well, that person did this, he resisted that. Okay, but let's look at the strength gaps. How powerful is this character? Is this character's hacks more stronger than this person's resistances? And vice versa. And then you get into the weird realms of no limits fallacies and etc. It was just a simple case of that. But again, Joker would be able to resist Gur regardless anyway. So yeah, it'd be a one shot anyway. He'd blitz. It's the same thing with videos like why Goku versus Giorno is not close. Again, Goku, immeasurable speed, he'd blitz and completely one shot Gur and one shot Giorno. And again, debunking this garbage of the stand, of GER having passive causality manipulation. It's not passive, and people have a misconception of Diavolo's time erasure. He's not erasing time itself. He's not erasing space and time. He's actually erasing your perception of time. That's why whenever, for example, when he had his fight with Polnareff, what he did to Polnareff was erase Polnareff's perception of time, which is why Polnareff was off guard. He was confused, because if your perception of time is getting messed with, it's obviously going to affect how you process what's going on around you. That's why, that's why he was trying to do it to Giorno. He was trying to basically remove his perception of time with King Crimson, so in order to donut him and kill him. But because, of course, he didn't die, Gur had time to respond to the threat. He was able to use, revert to zero, which again kept Diavolo in a loop. So again, it wasn't a speed blitz. He wasn't able to literally just outright blitz him and kill him right there and there. So Diavolo was pretty much screwed because of that. So there's a lot of context. People really, that's why I say shout outs to, Jobbergodot. There's some people I don't trust with JoJo scaling. I don't really trust them because they don't even understand the material that they're reading, and they're making a lot of mistakes when they're scaling, or simply just bias, or simply just being misinformed. And Jobbergodot does a really, really fantastic job at laying down the legwork and explaining, the real nitty-gritty context of stand abilities. Because again, it's very easy to fall into the trap of, making a mistake of how a stand ability works. And part 5 is unfortunately, it just happens to be that specific arc in JoJo, where when it comes to power scaling and understanding the stand's abilities and hacks, it can be quite confusing, and it can be very easy to make a mistake in, thinking that it does this ability where it actually doesn't. There's a lot of context. And in this case, people thinking that Revert to Zero is this overpowered ability where nobody can't do anything. It's just passive, where as soon as you make a move, that's it. It's not true at all. It requires stimuli. It requires the stand to, register the threat. And if the stand cannot register the threat in time, then Giorno's finished. That's why speed blitzing and, completely one-shotting and eviscerating, Giorno or Gur does the trick. So I just had to say that real quick. But again, a lot of things that another thing I disagree with when it comes to Joker, like the stuff that Death Battle said. They said that his arsenal wouldn't work once, Gold Experience Requiem came into play. I wholeheartedly disagree, because obviously I've just established that Joker is faster. He blitz. He just one shot with any persona ability, whether it's the voodoo doll, the death hacks, the erasure hacks, whether it's just, using other nasty abilities that would completely one shot Giorno's conceptual form, like just his concept, I should say. Just anything that would affect him on such a high abstract level that Giorno and Gur could never conceive or understand, just due to how, cosmologically complex and obviously how abstract beings and concepts work when it comes to power scaling. Like, it's beyond dimensionality itself. So if he was to even give Joker that type of scaling, then none of Giorno's hacks would work on him at all. And again, people saying Gur's out-of-versal, again, it's just disingenuous misinformation. I highly disagree. And he's not the strongest stand. That's been proven is not. There's stronger stands in JoJo, like Wonder of You, probably one of the strongest stands, if not the strongest in the verse. Like, Wonder of You's just completely strong. He'd pretty much wipe out other characters. Even like Poochie would slam, like Gold Experience Requiem. So again, people just running off statements, whereas feats are more impressive than statements, and feats trump statements, because you can make as many statements as you want, but if there is nothing, if there's something that contradicts those statements, then those statements have no validity. They lack any form of like concrete, they just lack any form of substance when it comes to statements. Can't really use it if it's being debunked or contradicted or shown otherwise. But anyway, that part was a part I didn't agree with. But when it came to like the whole choreograph, with the theme of Giorno having his own palace and Joker coming in to basically defeat Giorno, it was beautiful. Seeing the bullets get transmutated into bees, seeing Joker's hook shot get turned into a snake, and seeing like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Heart of the Cards, friendship sort of situation where Joker looked like he was going to lose, but then he brought out his like persona. I cannot pronounce his name for the life of me. Satana or Satana, whatever its name was. But yeah, it was a beautiful moment. Just everything encapsulated the Persona theme, and seeing like little cool things, little funny things like with Gold Experience, and like Giorno saying, "Oh, wait, he's got 2 stands." You know, just little key little Easter egg things, just cool little things to kind of look at. But yeah, that's just my overall thoughts, my little review on it. I'm personally gonna give this death battle like an 8.5 out of 10. Really good. It's definitely in my top 10, top 5. One of my favorites. They did a really good job with this. The winner was correct, and yes, the way they went about was questioning some things that I didn't particularly agree with. Overall, it was great. But yes, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoy my videos, please leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, and of course, leave your thoughts down in the comment section. Let me know what you think of the recent death battle. Let me hear your thoughts. Yes, Captain Forest, signing out. Peace.